Alright, so we are here today for another ring tutorial. How's that sound, yeah? Alright, so we already did the cat, so today we are getting the dog. Yeah? Alright, so, see? One nice little dog. Now, the cool thing about the dog is that you can actually play with it a little bit, because, you can fold the ears up and down even after it's all done, yeah? Bit of a fidget, yeah? Alright, so, we're going to need about the same size square of paper as we used for the cat. So, for the average adult, that means you're going to need a 4-inch or 10 centimeter square of paper. Alright, now if you need to size it down for a kid or a teenager, you can obviously use either a 3-inch square or a 3.5-inch square or whatever that converts to. Alright, so we're going to start off the same way we start off the cat design. We are going to take your square and fold it in half. Alright, okay, like so. Alright, we're going to unfold it, rotate, and fold it in half again. Alright, okay. And then we're going to need to fold it into eighths again. So we're going to take our outer edges and fold to that center line, keeping them as straight as possible. Alright. Alright. And then once we have our fourths, we're going to do it again so we create our eighths. Alright, so altogether there will be 8 rows. Alright, 7 folds. Alright. Alright, and then we're going to completely unfold it. Alright, and we're going to end up with something like this. Alright, eighths one way, half the other way. Alright, now, we're going to take this top piece, this top row, and we're going to fold it at that first crease. Alright, and now we're going to take this folded edge and fold it to that center line so as to create a triangle in one spot, or rather a diagonal crease. So we end up with something like this. And we're going to do the same thing the other side. Alright, take that folded edge, fold it to the center, so we end up with either a triangle or a diagonal crease, whichever is your preference for description. Now we're going to flip it over. Alright, and we're going to take this top point and fold it to this spot right here. The third line down, fourth line down, sorry, or the third line from the bottom, your choice. So we're going to be folding it essentially at that second line. Alright, making sure that point meets the fourth one, see, like this. Alright, so we end up with something like this. Alright, now we're going to flip it back over. Alright, and we're going to take this spot here, open it, and collapse it just like we did for the cat. Alright, we're going to do this both sides. Alright, okay, now we're going to fold it back over. Alright, now, see this point here? We're going to fold it in, but we're going to create the crease from this point right here, the side of the face, right, to that first crease. So, it's actually going to get folded something like this. See that? Alright, now we're going to use that to collapse that inside, so we actually end up with something like this. See how I did that? Alright, to create that nice soft edge on the edge of the dog face. We're going to do the same thing with the other corner. Alright, we're going to create a crease from that first crease here, alright, to the point to the side of the dog face. We're going to create a crease, unfold it, and use that to collapse this side and create the edge of the dog face again. Alright, see that? And you're going to end up with something kind of like this. Now we're going to take these top 2 flaps and fold them along that top crease. Alright. Now here's where it's going to get just a little bit tricky. Alright. See this flap here? We're going to need to take this corner and fold it in, but not all the way, just a little bit. Alright, kind of like that. Unfold it and then collapse that point in. Alright, so we get that nice angle on the corner, because that'll be the dog ear. Alright, and we're going to do the same thing to the other side. Fold the corner in just a little bit. Alright, unfold and collapse the ear in. Alright? So we end up with something kind of like this. Alright? Now we're going to take the bottom corner and we're going to fold it up. Alright? Kind of like this. Okay? And then we're going to take that top point and fold it down. So we actually end up with something kind of like this. See that? Alright? And now, again, go ahead and get your marker out, because this is where you're going to put your face on. Alright? Draw your eyes. Okay? Color your nose. Alright, which is all of this top layer where you folded that tip down that last time. Alright? And then draw the spots where the whiskers come out. Alright? So you end up with something like this. Alright, and now we're going to fold up to make the ring itself. So I'm going to take this top part and just keep folding it up along all those creases. Alright? So eventually you end up with something kind of like this. Alright? Yeah, see? Alright. Alright, so much like with the cat, we're going to need to fold one end just a little bit, alright, so that it's slightly skinnier than your other end, and then you're going to gently round, alright, and much like with the cat, alright, your folded end is going to slide inside the pocket on the other side, alright. 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 Now, whoops. Alright. Okay. Now, again, if you're anything like me and have trouble getting it to stay connected in the back, just take a little bit of glue, put it in there between where the layers, where they connect, and just hold it until your glue dries once you got the sizing right. Alright? And you're going to end up with something kind of like this. Alright? And when you're all done, it's going to look like this once you iron it. Alright? See? One nice little doggy ring, yeah? Alright.